Guys, why did you vote Savon to the bottom?
The design was lacking the most. The overall look of it, to us, looked the worst.
Half of it's lined, half of it's not. The lines that are there are awful. The color saturation is ridiculous. It looks like a child did this with a crayon and it melted.
All right, guys, congratulations to the 10 of you. As for the rest of you, you will have one last chance to earn a spot. The 4 artists who are not chosen to be on either team will be eliminated. You have 6 hours to tattoo any subject, any style. This is your last chance to earn a shop, and your time starts now.
This is gonna be an eyeball?
Yeah.
In the head?
And
I don't know.
my canvas won't let me do anything. A skull, maybe?
I can't do a skull, there's no way.
What's going on, guys? You need to get tattooing.
I know. I really want him to, you know.
I'm nervous to get a skull.
He doesn't like any of the ideas I
I don't want to do a skull. I don't know how I'm gonna explain that to my son. I guess you should call somebody else in there.
I don't have a canvas. I don't have a tattoo.
Hey, look who it is.
Hi.
Hi.
I want to do a really hot girl with an eye in the middle, dripping color.
That sounds dope.
You have 5 hours remaining.
It's finna go down, bitches. Watch your backs.
I'm going with the traditional. That's what I'm most comfortable with. It's just baffling to me that I don't have a spot on one of these teams. I'm super nervous.
The tattoo I'm gonna do today is Princess Hilla all the way. Bubblegummy, sexy.
I came here from Brazil with nothing. I used to be a male stripper dancer, and now I do great tattoos. If the judge don't pick my tattoo, they're out of the mind.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Time is up. Machine's down.
We're good.
I think this is badass.
I did think outside the box, but I didn't get to completely tighten it up. I am so worried.
Today was your last chance. 4 artists who are not chosen to be on either team will be eliminated. Princess Hilla, let's start with you. Why did you choose to do this?
I do a lot of the cartoony, illustrative, bubblegum kind of stuff.
This is just a very flat take on that style.
The place I think you're getting lost is more your tattooing. The gestures are there, but the details aren't. The reason to me that you didn't do the eyes is because you don't.
I do.
This would have been a great time to do some eyes. At the end of the day, there can only be one. The only way you can get there is doing it all.
Danielle.
These inconsistencies in your line work is a big shortcoming. On the very top piece of the lantern, you see those 3 lines of yellow that go across, a little sketchy thin line that you have in there. Then you look at this filigree line work like that, is a no pass.
Raphael.
That is a huge dagger and/or a tiny skull. This yellow and orange glow is not smooth and not round.
I was trying to keep them all like American tradition. I didn't want to go too
But
crazy.
even
with
still,
that.
because it's American traditional, it can't look like you didn't give a about how the outline came out.
Elishaba.
I think you have a lot to offer. You have creative ideas, you have a style, but your technical application is short.
I wanted to do more. I was really out of time.
The color's not solid. It doesn't look strong. You wanted to show textures, solid colors, strong outlines, and you missed the mark on every bit of it.
All right, that's it. The teams are full, and there are no more shops. And that means Elishaba, Raphael, Danielle, and Princess Hilla. The judges have decided you do not have what it takes to compete for the title of Ink Master. Today, you must tattoo Medusa. From Greek mythology, Medusa is a monster with snakes for hair, who turns any man that dares look at her into stone. Composition is crucial to legibility. You have 6 hours to tattoo Medusa and show great composition. And your time starts now.
Let's go tattoo.
Ooh. Carolyn was doing good until she put that background in.
Really hoping to see more of my strengths in this one.
I almost didn't even make it onto a team. I was the last pick. At this point, I need to not feel like the underdog.
Today, you had to show perfect composition by tattooing Medusa. Carolyn,
The backside of the tattoo is very unfinished. She literally just has this little bit of a face that's floating in this mess that from a distance is really hard to tell what's going on.
I ran out of time and I had to focus a little bit more on the face rather than the smoke.
These outlines and this shading, it has a very single needle prison machine look to it. And you have all the tools. That's not a good thing. You're on my team. I want to sugarcoat it as much as possible, but it's not possible. This quality does not stand up. You're hanging yourself.
Today, you had to tattoo Medusa. Based on your work, one of you will be the first artist to pack your machines. All right, guys, time to determine who's going home.
My vote is for Carolyn to go home.
The judges have decided. Carolyn, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master. Today, you must tattoo a peacock. With so many colors and textures to capture, precision is essential, or your peacock will go from bold to blur. You have 6 hours to tattoo a peacock, and your time starts now.
All right, let's go.
I don't know what happened with Gary's customer. He asked for hyper-realism.
My canvas originally wanted a hyper-realistic peacock, but I talked him into doing a traditional tattoo.
Once we get past these line work, the shading of these big shapes will go a lot quicker.
I'm still lining it, and it is going slow.
How long have you guys been at it?
The whole time. It's the shaking, man. I just can't go fast and make clean lines.
Today, you had to show precision by tattooing a peacock. Geary.
Unfinished, man. You should not have outlined that flame. You just gave yourself an eyesore that didn't even need to be there.
As I was looking at it compositionally, it was really bottom heavy.
It is a pretty stagnant image. And one of the reasons I chose you for the team is for your creativity. This tattoo doesn't show any of that.
Today, you had to tattoo a peacock. Based on your work, one of you will close shop. Team Nunez, you guys voted Geary to the bottom. Why did you guys make that choice?
We all just agreed that it was poor execution, poor planning from the start.
Well, Gary, the thing that I think is missing the most is your artistic creativity.
Yeah, it got away from me pretty quickly, I'd say.
All right, judges, time to decide who is going home. Geary struggled a few times, and here you are again in the bottom. I can't help but vote for Geary. Chris.
Geary.
The judges have decided, Geary, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master. This week, no one is safe. All of you will compete, and one artist from each team will be eliminated. There will be no flash challenge. This is your next elimination tattoo.
Oh my God.
Today, you must transform your canvas into a warrior by tattooing shoulder armor. That is not all. You must work in pairs, tattooing both of your canvas's shoulders at the same time.
I knew it.
You'll be paired with someone from your team, and you will be judged together. You and your teammate have 6 hours to tattoo both of your canvas's shoulders at the same time. Based on your work, 2 artists will close shop. Your time begins now.
We have to figure something out to get her like closer to where I'm at.
Anything you can do to stabilize yourself more?
Nah, because I'm having to reach like too far over. Dave was grabbing this canvas and moving her all over the place, and I'm having to adapt to it. Can you bend it this way? Yeah. It's almost impossible for me to tattoo right now.
Let him chill for a minute. I'm almost done with all the black shading. Put some color over it and call it a night.
Battleship gray will work. That's what I've used for it before. I kind of wanted a little bit of the steel blue.
The one issue we're running into right now is our canvas isn't willing to change the color concept of the metal. I've done metal textures, I've done armor. Never have I had to use blue steel to get my point across. It's a bad idea, man.
Today, you had to show texture by tattooing shoulder armor in pairs within your team. And this is a double elimination. Dave and Nate.
Guys, this is really, really rough. Y'all put together a design that I think had the ability to really shine. Once you got into tattoo time, I don't know what happened. This application on either one of these tattoos will not float. Dave, yours looks the roughest.
The centerpiece that you have in there, it looks haphazard. I know you're going for a dugout look, but it looks messy.
I was going for a rough.
But why would you go for rough in a place where you gotta be so clean?
I heard texture and I automatically went like, it's gotta feel gritty.
Wow. You hit gritty.
And whatever is going on with this big, weird, not symmetrical flower up top, this thing is nothing short of jacked up.
Nate, your shading, it's not helping this design at all. It looks like you were in the back of a 4x4 like
Oh,
this.
it felt that way.
A little bit too much push and pull here went on, and it really hurt y'all.
John Collins and Savon.
Honestly, guys, to me, it doesn't really have an armor feel. These colors that you chose are nowhere near the same palette.
These things don't look remotely the same. Since these things are mirror images of each other, I think that kills you as a team.
All right, John, the outside outline that you have all the way around, there's a lot of inconsistencies, which really gives it the more stone feel than the metal. The metal is gonna be edgy, sharp. This is definitely a rough tattoo.
Savon, whatever you got going on with this background color, that is not the way to do it. Tell me that's solid in any way, shape, or form.
Up, man.
You made a mess. Look at the difference in the shapes. Look at all the discrepancies everywhere. Bad choices, man. Bad choices.
Nate and Dave, John and Savon, the judges have determined that you have the worst tattoos of the day. You must face off, tattooing head-to-head against each other. And the artist that loses that battle will be eliminated. Okay, artists, you have 6 hours to face off, tattooing against your teammate. One artist from each team will be eliminated. Your time begins now.
All right, let's do this, brother.
Let's do it. Let's get this one.
Both teams are doing animals for black and gray realism. Texture is abundant. Wet pupils, feathers, fur, teeth. Today would be a great day for somebody to really show off.
I suggested tilting the head because right now it's like falling back on the thigh. And he was like, no.
If you don't take advice from people that know what they're talking about, your tattoo is gonna suffer.
Especially going up against Nate.
I think Team Nunez picked black and gray animal portraits so I could not only beat Dave, but obliterate him. The majority of what I do is animal portrait work. Unless lightning strikes me, Dave's going home.
I ain't gonna lie. I knew that Dave would take offense to it because he knows that Nate can do this stuff.
That's the name of this game.
I feel like both teams are really working together and plotting against me.
Good job with the liner, man. Boy, this gonna be a tough one.
I think Savon's got me, man. That rhino is tough, bro.
Both of them tough, bro.
Yeah, but he's got all the texture. I've never done a portrait of an animal. I do American traditional tattooing. There's no texture in that. I'm gonna go back in and add darker, like feather shadows in there. I think that'll create more of a highlight too.
That's red as
It is pretty red.
He kind of beat that.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is it. Time's up, machines down. No more ink.
It's already a lot less red.
Yeah.
Dave's tattoo is looking like it hurts. The skin looks red, inflamed. Bye, Dave.
Today you faced off against your teammate. As you know, this is a double elimination. Let's start with Team Nunez. John and Savon, you tattooed black and gray realistic animals head-to-head. One of you will be packing your machines. John, you're up first.
The pattern that you got on the back of the bird was a nice touch to try to show some of the variance in the feathers and the patterns that they have. I do see some nice texture under the neck. I think you went a little dark on the beak. If you keep the beak lighter, it shows more depth in the black.
John, I really like this tattoo. I think it's strong, it's bold, it stands out from across the room. There's some areas where you could have upped the contrast to give it a little more dynamics, but for someone who does more traditional tattoos, you've got a lot of fine line details, you've got smooth gray shading.
Dave.
Overall, you really pulled this image out. It's very recognizable. You did a pretty good job throughout the face and the eye, getting those nice little shines, those details, but you got a lot of redness. The red's gonna go away, but when it does go away, I can still tell where those areas of gray are not gonna be.
You're missing some strong elements of outline in this. That mouth is lost with the background. If you squint, it all becomes almost the same feel.
Black and gray realism is not my strong suit.
It looks just messy.
The judges have decided, Dave, John, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master. Today, you must prove that you understand legibility by tattooing watercolor tattoos. These tattoos mimic watercolor brushstrokes to create vibrant images. And although these tattoos play fast and loose with both color and shape, it's still crucial that you make sure your tattoo is legible. All right, artists, you have 6 hours to create a legible watercolor tattoo. And your time begins now.
Let's do this.
Relax.
It's hard to relax when you stab me with a needle.
This butthead finally takes some of my advice. Now we got a design that both of us can agree on. But now my canvas is jumping, he's pulling away. I don't know whether to call this guy a pain in the ass or a dick, so I think I'm gonna call them both.
It'll get easier as we go, man. What, my arm's gonna get numb? Is that why?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it, machine's down, time is up. No more ink.
Thanks, man.
Check it out in the mirror.
Nice. I like what I see.
Savon had a hard time. I don't think he understands what a watercolor tattoo is. It's kind of a mess.
Today, you had to show legibility by creating a watercolor tattoo that's readable from across the room. Savon.
Obviously, very legible, 2 sunflowers, but it looks like a new school tattoo with some melty edges than pulling off any watercolor effects.
You stayed really rigid within your color palette, so you don't have any intermingling of color. Had you softened up those edges and not been so rigid, that would really put you back into the watercolor category that'll be undeniable. And this is a day where the one thing that you want to hit out of the park is that watercolor feel.
Today, you had to create a watercolor tattoo. And based on your work, one of you will close shop. But first, let's hear from the jury of peers. Guys, why did you vote Savon to the bottom?
The design was lacking the most. The overall look of it, to us, looked the worst.
Half of it's lined, half of it's not. The lines that are there are awful. The color saturation is ridiculous. It looks like a child did this with a crayon and it melted.
Savon, do you agree with that decision, or do you feel that you're unjustly here?
I think it was legible. You can see what it is.
The judges have decided, Savon, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master. Today, you must tattoo outer space.
Dude.
Outer space itself is the ultimate darkness, but objects in space are visible because they're either creating light or reflecting light. Without contrast between light and dark, your tattoo will be unrecognizable. You guys have 6 hours to show contrast tattooing outer space. And your time begins now.
My canvas, she was really into a lot of the same stuff that I'm into, like horror stuff, but I decided to take a chance and to make this a colorful space piece. I want to give the judges what they want and stay in this competition.
Today you had to show contrast by tattooing outer space. Matt.
I don't like this thing at all. This is just like a big, weird-shaped rainbow with black at the bottom. If you busted the shape up in more of a dotted off pattern that wasn't so stiff and rigid, it wouldn't have that feel. It doesn't at all feel like a space background.
Overall, I think it's an eye-catching design. Definitely has a lot of contrast in it. My problem with the tattoo is this moon. It's a little wobbly, and I think you definitely overdid the textures in the moon here.
Today, you tattooed outer space, and based on your work, one of you will close shop.
And then you have Matt's tattoo. Haven't even touched on that yet. It's a circle with a weird shape around it in rainbow colors.
I knew you guys didn't want to see any more like dark, creepy kind of stuff for me. So I have been trying to push myself to show you guys I can do something different.
This is the toughest room to come in if you're not ready for everything.
Right.
You could be a new school guy or a Japanese guy or a traditional guy. That doesn't mean anything if we can only see one dimension and you're not giving us a choice.
The judges have decided, Matt, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master. For this elimination tattoo, you must redesign a famous landmark as a new school tattoo. Drawing is essential. By skewing proportions, you must completely reimagine the familiar landmark as a new school image. You will all have 6 hours to tattoo a new school landmark. And your time starts now.
I'm worried if I go to the bottom today, my report card can't help me too much. I gotta prove that I can be in the top 10.
Our man Tito's in deep.
Yeah, you're not looking good for him. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is it. Time's up. Machine's down. No more ink.
I don't even know if Tough Tito has ever seen the Statue of Liberty because his is a really weird, ugly version. She has one eye that's really huge and one eye that's not. That's not new school. That's just not knowing how to proportion a face.
Appreciate it. Thank you for working with me.
Today, you had to show artistry by transforming a famous landmark into a new school tattoo. Tito.
Testing artistry, I have a multitude of problems with this drawing. The mouth is completely jacked. It's out of shape. Statue of Liberty, 7 points on her crown. You have 6. And that last point on the other side of the head, there's no way that point is connected to that crown and the direction that crown is turning.
New school, you bend it.
It's weird choices. This is where your artistry is falling short. You should have just looked at the Statue of Liberty and drawn your own version.
Today, you had to tattoo a landmark new school style. And based on your work, one of you will close shop. Time to hear from the jury of peers. Why did you vote Tito to the bottom?
There was just so many things wrong with it. The hairline, the eyes, the eyebrows. He was thinking just because it's new school, he could just do whatever with it, but it still gotta look good. But does it look like a Statue of Liberty? All day.
Tito, where did you even try in the drawing process?
The biggest letdown of this whole thing is just doing a floating head. It's a monument. And if all you're gonna do to stay in this competition is draw a head, then you wrote your own ticket.
The judges have decided. Tito, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.